Coming up on Cowboys Special Edition, Dak Prescott faces another quarterback from the class of 2016 as Jared Goff comes to Texas with the Rams. When it comes to sacks and pressure on the quarterback, defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence is off to a league-leading start. Linebacker Jaylon Smith returns to the same field that almost ended his playing career 20 months ago. And we'll look ahead to the Rams' first visit to AT&T Stadium since 2013. All that and more coming up on Cowboys Special Edition, brought to you by AT&T.
This game was about fight, period. This game was about fight. We had 6 plays through the first quarter and a half. They were up and down the field. They had the ball, okay? We got hit in the face with a shovel early part of this ball game. And the men in the room just stuck together and kept battling and kept fighting. This thing was about fight, period.
It took the Cowboys the better part of the first half in Arizona Monday night to finally get rolling. It wasn't until quarterback Dak Prescott dove into the end zone in the final 2 minutes of the first half that the momentum began to shift.
Prescott with a quarterback option, running to the right, spilled, head over heels, into the end zone, touchdown Prescott.
Never, never, ever, 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 ever lose that fight. It gets stronger as we go. A lot of adversity this week. You stood up and handled it the right way. I'll tell you what, I'm so damn proud to be a part of this thing with you guys. Hell of a job.
What you are seeing right behind me is going to happen. I just spoke with Jerry Jones' daughter, Charlotte Jones Anderson. She's the executive vice president of the team. She told me that their players are going to be in the middle of the field, like you see now, at the numbers, and that they will take a knee as a statement for equality and as a representation of unity.
I hope that I'm clear. I hope that our team was clear. We want to stand and respect the flag. Let's make no mistake about that. Nothing we've done, nothing we did tonight says anything other than that. But we also, as a complete team, and those players and organization, want to be able to, when we can, demonstrate that unity is important and equality is important. And so the thing that I'm so proud of these guys for, they did both. And they did it in a way that when people really stop and think about it, makes a lot of sense.
It was a tough deal to handle, but I think this team, this organization, players, coaches, staff, everyone did the right thing. We came together, we had a lot of dialogue, talking about what we wanted to do, and just our sign, our show of just the unity that we want to bring to in this country and just help everything that's going on right now. I think we did a great job.
I can't begin to tell you how proud we are to be associated with you guys. A lot of stuff has gone on in the last 8 days. The response to that game last week, okay, and then all this other stuff that's been happening in the last 48 hours. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy on a lot of people. Most of all, it's not easy on you guys.
A tight end and Elliott in the backfield. Witten releases in the right flat. Prescott over the middle to the 13-yard line. Bryant broke a tackle to the 5. Bryant still churning. Bryant to the 1. Bryant to the lip of the cup. Bryant's in for the touchdown.
The team's determination was exemplified by wide receiver Dez Bryant's powerful effort to get in the end zone.
I was talking to my teammates, and I told them, I said, you know, it was long, and I was like, as soon as I touch it, I'm scoring. I said, when I get a good ball, I'm going to score and put it in the end zone. And it happened, you know, and it was amazing.
Back to throw, rushed hit, down he goes. Back and around the 24. Crawford and Lawrence were both back there.
The Dallas defense had a season-high 6 sacks against the Cardinals, the first time since 2013 that Dallas had at least 6 sacks in a single game.
Woods is a deep safety. Palmer holding, hit, sack. Inside the 5. Malik Collins.
A rough start, but that's what we talked about all week, is bouncing back. You know what I'm saying? When you come out rough, you got to be able to bounce back and show your mental toughness and physical toughness.
Running back Ezekiel Elliott followed his 8-yard performance in Week 2 with a display reminiscent of the past.
High formation handoff. Elliott up the middle. Broke a tackle. 20 coming right. 30. Block from Butler to the sideline. 40. 45-yard line. Finally, what the Cowboys expect from their running game and their running back.
He rushed for 80 yards and 22 carries and also caught 3 passes for 14.
Elliott with a handoff, coming to the right side, a block from Collins, nearing the goal line. Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott.
Just keep grinding. You know, they have a great defensive front. And, you know, they were, giving us some problems. You know, I mean, they're paid to work players too, and they're paid to go out there and stop us. And they fought really hard.
Special Edition, presented by AT&T, is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The Salvation Army, doing the most good. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Play the Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket today. It's your ticket for a chance to win big.
The debate surrounding the abilities and the future of two quarterbacks, Dak Prescott of the Cowboys and Jared Goff of the Rams, is a hot topic this week. Both are in their second year, and both are keeping an eye on each other as they gain NFL experience.
Tremendous. I don't care what you say about who he's got around him. He's did a tremendous job. Hell of a player, hell of a person. Leads those guys. He's done a great job, and a guy that, being in my own class, you see him, you're like, you tip your hat to him. What he did last year is tremendous, and it's been tremendous so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, I know Goff a little bit, from the process. I'm actually from the Manning camp. Became pretty good friends there before we even thought about getting drafted, I guess you can say. And then through the process, combine, spent more time with him. So he's a guy that, a great quarterback. You get picked number one for a reason. And he's had a lot of success early this year, so he's good.
Goff was the first player taken in last year's draft, while Prescott was still around in the fourth. He was the 135th player drafted. The two will battle head-to-head for the first time this Sunday.
We spent some time with him. Interview process, he came here, we went there, we worked him out, and spent a lot of time trying to get to know him. And easy to see why he was picked as high as he was. An outstanding career at Cal, and I think you're seeing a lot of the same things that you saw in college here these first 3 weeks of the season. He's a very instinctive passer. He's got a good feel for the game. He's tough. He can do a lot of different things throwing the football, and he's done a really nice job for them up to this point.
This week, Goff leads the NFC with a passer rating of 118. That's fifth in the league, while Prescott trails 21 others league-wide. Despite his 0-7 start last year, many scouts still believe that Goff has more natural talent, but it's hard to argue with the early success of Prescott.
I think the thing that you're so impressed with about Dak is that you're anticipating when a guy comes in the league there's going to be a learning curve, and he came in and he was balling from week one, and he did a great job. You kept waiting, watching him last year in Washington. All right, man, can he continue to play at this high level? And to his credit, he did, and he continued to get better and better. Really impressed with his demeanor and his disposition. Love the way he handles himself from afar. You can see his teammates really believe in him. He's got a nice, authentic way about leading. And I think he plays his best in crunch time.
The most glaring difference between Prescott and Goff is the turnover ratio. In 19 starts, Prescott has thrown only 6 interceptions. Goff, who has started 9 fewer games, already has 8, 2 more than Prescott. It did flip this year since Prescott has 2, while Goff has been picked off just once.
I didn't watch him much in college. It was a friend, but, we both playing on Saturdays. It's kind of hard. He's on that West Coast time. But as I said, I know he's done pretty well this year, and I watched him on one of the Thursday night game, I guess, last week. He's slinging the ball, and he's got some weapons, and he's doing a great job this year.
For their careers, Prescott has the higher quarterback rating than Goff overall, but the Rams quarterback is on the move. Prescott has 19 starts, Goff has just 10.
They're doing a nice job offensively. They really are. And they're doing a great job. I think they're running the ball so well. And screen game and all those things. And it's getting him good looks down the field on play action, and he's really good on all the boots and play action stuff like that. So, boy, I take my hat off. I think they're doing a terrific job offensively.
This segment was brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Play the Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket today. It's your ticket for a chance to win big. This segment is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas.
3rd and 4, Manning back, looking left. Looking. Hit Berry at the 5-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence with the first sack of the year.
It was easy to see from the opening game of the year against the Giants that defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence was a different player this year.
He played physical football, again, both in the run game and affecting the quarterback. So he certainly was our most productive guy up front. And I do think he gave the other guys opportunities. All of a sudden, he's getting maybe a little bit more attention and giving some other guys opportunities to get some favorable one-on-one rushes.
And they will play fake, and Manning will throw. No, he won't. He'll go down and be sacked.
Lawrence opened the year with 2 sacks against the Giants, then got 2 more in the Mile High City against the Broncos. Initially, he had 3 against the Cardinals, but later just got credit for 2.5. This week, the NFL said that his dominant performance earned him NFC Defensive Player of the Week honors.
I just feel like I'm playing football, man. I'm out there playing freely, having fun with my teammates, and it just opens up the game a lot more, especially going against the best offensive line in the league. I mean, you only can get better from that point on, you know what I'm saying? So.
Oh man, it's great. He really had Ford without that holding call, but it's great to see him come out and playing well. He's been hurt a lot, just with suspension also. Just being able to see him out here playing, doing well. I mean, he deserves it. He works hard.
Now, after 3 games, Lawrence remains healthy and leads the league with 6.5 sacks. He's on pace to get more than 32. Now that would be a milestone, considering the NFL single-season record is 22.5 set by Michael Strahan in 2001.
He's a good football player, and I think it does start with his health. And he's been battling through some things the last couple of years, and he feels better now. And he's certainly getting off the football, and he's playing with a relentless spirit and showing up in his production, and that production is contagious.
Man, it helps a lot, You wake up happy. I mean, you ain't got no complaints in the world. Like, why complain? I mean, you healthy, you can go and do what you love, and you can run around and play with your friends. Like, all these guys are my friends, so I mean, it's great.
He plays for 32. Can you get to it?
Anything is possible.
32.
That's what you're on pace for.
Oh, I thought he was talking about your age.
Lawrence had a series of setbacks, starting in his rookie season in 2014 when he broke his foot during training camp. The following year, he played in all 16 games and even led the team that year with 8 sacks. Last year, he started just 3 games after serving a league-mandated suspension. When he returned, he had to fight through a back injury.
My goal is to go out there and dominate each and every game, and I work every week, and study and do my homework, and it's paying off, and I'm grateful.
Adding to his remarkable start this year is the fact that only 2 other players in NFL history have opened the season with multi-sack games. Those 2 are Mark Gastineau in 1984 and Kevin Green in 1998. In Arizona, he almost had an interception as well, but the ball went off his fingertips.
See, what happened is I jammed my thumb, and then my nail broke, so I had to wrap that too. And I was wearing a cast, and then just poked the ball. I mean, I was all-state tight end in high school, so I know.
This segment was brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. This segment is brought to you by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Last week's game in Arizona allowed Cowboys linebacker Jaylon Smith to come full circle. 20 months earlier, Smith suffered a serious knee injury that he is still recovering from today. Monday night, he was back on the same field where the injury occurred.
It's a great opportunity, Definitely bring back a lot of memories being back out on that field. And for me, it's about attacking it strong and doing whatever it took to help my team get a win.
Before leaving Dallas to go back to Arizona, Smith had no qualms about a return trip, expressing the same positive attitude that has helped him deal with the long road back.
No, I don't focus on the past and things like that. I'm looking just for a great opportunity, to play against a great team in the Arizona Cardinals.
The irony of the day started during pregame warm-ups when Smith was stretching at the 10-yard line. It just happened to be in the same corner of the field and nearly the identical spot where the injury occurred during the Fiesta Bowl. Smith seemed unfazed and was more than happy to help the team win their second game of the year.
Absolutely. I mean, so many memories, and everybody's dealt their own hand. So things you go through in life, it's about perseverance, and for me, having a clear-eye view has helped me through it all. And to be able to complete my third NFL game, starting middle linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys, it's a blessing. It's a blessing, and I love performing well. I'm a huge critic on myself, so definitely looking forward to next week.
Smith has been impressive during the first 3 games, and the medical issues following knee surgery haven't been much of a hindrance. He's certainly not back to 100% yet, but his confidence and his health continue to improve.
Collectively, reps help. So the more reps I get, the more the more that I'm able to react and perform.
Because of an injury to Anthony Hitchens, Smith was forced into the starting lineup right from the start of the season. His production has been a pleasant surprise as he leads the team in tackles.
Oh, he's played great. He's handled himself really well for a guy transitioning not only from an injury, but really coming from college, and not playing at all to the NFL. The guy has done unbelievable, and it's a testament to his work, to his personality, to the person he is. And I think he's played great. He's going to continue to improve.
He's really, really unique, and I think the distinguishing trait of all the best players I've ever been around is they have incredible mental toughness. It's just unbelievable how they can bring out their best each and every day in any situation, regardless of what the circumstances are. And I think he's demonstrated that as well as anybody I've been around in the short time that I've known him. Again, this was a challenging injury that he had, but he never blinked, he never wavered, he never looked to the right or the left, never looked behind him, was always looking forward, getting ready for that next challenge. And it's been really, really impressive and inspirational to all of us.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
This week's game between the Cowboys and Rams will be the first meeting between the two teams in 3 years. The Cowboys have beaten the Rams 3 straight over the last 6 years, but this is a very different Los Angeles team.
Well, they got a good football team. Obviously, they drafted the quarterback really high. The running back was a high draft pick. They've continued to bolster their offensive line. They have weapons outside, and they have a system that they believe in. And it's about number 30 first.
The Rams are younger than the Cowboys, and it starts with Sean McVay, who at age 31 is the youngest NFL coach in modern history.
I don't know that I've ever played against a team that I'm older than the coach, but maybe that's a sign. But not only am I older, I'm like 4 years older than him, so it's not a good sign to just keep on going, baby. Sign to just keep on going.
The season is just 3 games old, but McVay already has the Rams in first place in the NFC West.
I think it's important that you're putting yourself in a position. I think it's also important to realize that it's at the end, you want to, it's where you wind up. And I think the guys have done a great job just taking it one day at a time right now. Our goal is to find a way to get to our 3rd win.
The Rams offense with second-year quarterback Jared Goff has moved up to 7th in the league. They lead the NFL in scoring points, while running back Todd Gurley is 4th in the league in rushing.
He's a really good football player, and we spent a lot of time with him coming out, and we really liked him a lot. And it didn't surprise us that he was drafted as high as he was. Had a great college career, and he's really off to a great start in his pro career. I don't know that his success had anything to do with how we value the running back position. It probably has more to do with our history and knowing how important the running game is and how important that running back is. But he certainly is another example of that. He's an integral part of their success so far this season.
The Cowboys' offense has struggled in recent weeks after facing 2 top 10 defenses. As a result, Dallas's offense has sunk to 19th league-wide. It's been an unusual start, and maybe the toughest start Dallas has seen in quite a while.
We know that we're going to have to be at our best to get our 3rd win against an excellent Dallas Cowboys team. They go 13-3 last year, 7-1 at home. Great road win for them this week, and I've got a whole lot of respect for this organization and Coach Garrett, and just from having gone against them a couple times a year. So it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Special edition, presented by AT&T, was brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. AT&T, mobilizing your world. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss another game. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass. If you missed any portion of the show, be sure to visit DallasCowboys.com/TV.